Good evening, dear friends, and welcome back to Rhythm and Revelation. I'm your host, Matthew Simroska. Tonight we journey back to one of history's darkest hours, a time when evil seemed to triumph, when choosing righteousness meant choosing death. Our story follows a woman who discovered that faith isn't tested in comfort, but in crisis. She was ordinary in every way, a watchmaker's daughter, middle-aged, unmarried, living a quiet life until the day her faith demanded she risk everything. Let us begin. Harlem, Holland, 1940. A small watch shop sits on a corner street run by a family whose faith is precise as their timepieces. When darkness descends on Europe, they face an impossible choice. When darkness descends on Europe, they face an impossible choice.
In the hush of an orange-lit evening, the bell above Bartle Joris Strat 19 tinkles just once as Mr. Casper Ten Boom locks up. Inside, brass gears glint like tiny suns against walnut shelves. Outside, the last tram rattles away toward the darkening canals. Above the shop, 3 narrow bedrooms squeeze around creaking stairs. Below, the workbench still smells of oil and lemon soap. Upstairs, Corrie 38, plain-faced, sleeves rolled, kneels by her father while he reads aloud from Romans. For I am persuaded, neither death nor life. Her sister Betsy, older by 5 years, threads a needle by candlelight, stitching a tiny Star of David into the hem of someone else's coat. They do not yet know the star will soon mean death. Tonight, it simply means neighbor. Then comes the knock. Not the polite 2-tap of a customer, but a frantic triple shiver that makes the whole house flinch. Casper opens the door to Miriam Klein, coat clutched round her like a child's blanket. Her eyes dart past him to the lamplight inside. Please. They took my husband from the bakery this morning. Her voice cracks like thin ice. Casper does not hesitate. In this household, God's people are always welcome. He steps aside. Miriam stumbles over the threshold. Betsy catches her before she falls. Corrie hears herself whispering Psalm 23 under her breath. Yea, though I walk through the valley. But the valley has just moved indoors. That night, they push furniture, prise up floorboards, measure the breadth of Corrie's bedroom wall. A false panel, 6 inches thick, can hide 4 bodies. No, 6 if they crouch. They nick wallpaper from the roll in Papa's drawer, hide nails in a biscuit tin, practice folding themselves into silence. Corrie's pulse hammers so loudly, she fears the neighbors will hear. By morning, the room is built, a breathing, heartbeat-sized coffin behind floral paper. They christen it Disquilplatz, the hiding place, because faith needs names. First guests arrive at dusk, a violinist named Karel, his teenage son, an elderly rabbi too deaf to whisper. The violin stays at the door, instruments give us away, Karel sighs, and they eat bread and ersatz coffee while learning the drill. Lights out, 3 coughs, scramble, 70 seconds, no more. Corrie times it with Papa's pocket watch. Her father's trembling hand steadies hers. Fear not, daughter. He who keeps Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Below, in the shop, soldiers in grey begin their patrols. Grey coats, grey boots, grey faces. They buy cheap alarm clocks. Jawohl, danke, but linger, eyes scraping the ceiling, as if they smell secrets in the dust. One afternoon, the Gestapo lieutenant taps the counter. Any spare parts, Frau? Corrie's mouth tastes of pennies. She slides the drawer open. The false bottom clinks softly against the nail. shuffle in through the back alley, past the baker who pretends not to notice, past the spinster who leaves her curtains open like a signal flag. They are rabbis, accountants, a girl who still smells of her mother's perfume, a boy who clings to a teddy bear with one eye missing. They climb the stairs, one by one, breath held, shoes untied, laces make noise. They fold themselves into darkness like birds into nests. Corel teaches them breathing drills. In 4, hold 2, out 4. Corey teaches them Bible verses. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Betsy teaches them grace. She kneels, even when her knees crack, and thanks God for the strangers who share their table. Though tonight, there is only soup made from potato peelings and dock leaves scraped from the canal. Downstairs, the shop keeps opening. Customers come, real ones now, who stare too long at the ceiling fan. The fan doesn't work. It was broken in a raid 2 weeks ago, but they leave it turning because stillness looks suspicious. Corey winds watches with fingers that no longer steady, counts seconds aloud like rosary beads. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. When the bell rings at 9:30 sharp, curfew, Papa switches off the lights, but leaves the radio on. Static, always static. It masks the creak of floorboards, the shuffle of slippered feet. Once, a soldier bursts in just after lights out. Papers! The family line up, hearts drumming. Corey sees Papa's hand tremble as he hands over his ID. Officer scans the room, eyes on the stairs. She prays. Let them hear nothing. Let them see nothing. Let them forget everything. The man shrugs, leaves. But as he steps onto the street, his boot heel crunches on something small. A brass cog. Corey's breath stops. It rolled from the workbench earlier. Papa's arthritis, she thinks, and now lies glittering under streetlight like an accusation. The soldier pauses, picks it up, turns it between his fingers, then pockets it, walks away. They never see it again. Weeks blur, rations shrink, the refugees age faster than time. Grey hairs sprout like frost, cheeks hollow like winter apples. But still they sing, not loud, just enough for the walls to remember. Hanukkah comes. Betsy finds 2 candles in the cellar, left over from last year's Christmas, and lights them on a potato, because wax is precious. They whisper the blessing in Hebrew, then Dutch, then back again. Corel plays a silent air violin, bonus. The boy with the teddy bear falls asleep on Corey's shoulder, mid-blessing. And in that hush, Corey feels it. Not fear, not even hope. Something quieter, purpose. Then, the note slips through the letterbox, slipped by a runner from Amsterdam. Abort, informer. The underground is bleeding. Someone's talking. The next night, no one comes. The silence is worse than raids. Corey paces the shop, past ticking clocks that sound suddenly loud. Too loud, like they're counting down to something. And then, February 28, 1944. They're at morning prayer, Papa on his knees, Betsy pouring ersatz tea, refugees hidden already, when the fist pounds the door like a hammer on glass. Gestapo, 6 men in black, boots like thunder. They shove inside, rifles swinging. Corey hears the scrape of chairs upstairs. 70 seconds, not nearly long enough. One officer points. Who else is here? Papa straightens, old and tall. God's people are always. The butt of a rifle cracks across his ribs. He crumbles. Corey lunges. Someone yanks her back by the hair. Betsy screams, not in terror, in rage. They're dragged out into the snow. The refugees, gone. They made it. The hidden room held. But Corey knows, lost. And as they march her down the street, neighbors watching behind curtains, she hears Papa whisper behind her, blood on his lip. Corey, remember this. There is no pit so deep. But the rest is lost. The truck doors slam. Harlem disappears behind walls of pine. And the hiding place, one in her heart, through a verse when she hears Betsy's gasp. The wall! It's moving! No, it's not. It's the refugees scrambling inside, silent as ghosts. The door splinters. Boots, shouts, rifles leveled. Papa stands first, spine straight. God's children are. The officer's fist finds his jaw. Blood arcs across the counter like crimson clock hands. Corrie screams. Betsy lunges. They are dragged out in pairs. Papa first, then her, then Betsy. Past the workbench where the half-wound watch stops ticking at exactly 8:21. Snow swallows their footprints. Behind the false wall, 6 hearts hammer in the dark. 70 seconds earlier would have been too late. They just made it. The Gestapo never find them. They tear the place apart. Counters smashed, wallpaper ripped, even Papa's false teeth cracked open like walnuts. But the hidden room stays hidden, because faith isn't just believing wolves have ears. It's believing ears can be deaf when mercy demands it. And as the truck rumbles south, Corrie presses her face to the slats, sees Harlem shrink, sees the spire of their church, where they once sat, quiet as mice, singing psalms, fade into grey. And she thinks, this isn't the end. This is the next beginning.
The knock comes on a winter morning. Everything they've built, everyone they've saved now hangs in the balance. This is where faith meets the ultimate test.
The cattle truck isn't cattle-sized. 30 women shoved into a space meant for 8 cows, the air already sour with fear and vomit before the doors even slam. Corrie is pressed against Betsy, their shoulders the only solid thing left in the world. So close she can feel her sister's heart skipping beats. Someone moans, someone prays in Yiddish. The engine coughs to life, and the world tilts. Snowflakes slap the slats like thrown stones. Outside, Holland rolls away in grey ribbons. Canals iced over, windmills frozen mid-turn, poplars bent like old men bowing. Inside, time collapses. Minutes stretch until Corrie swears the stars have died. At the first stop, Scheveningen in prison, Gestapo bark numbers instead of names. Corrie comes 462, Betsy 463. Papa is nowhere. They separate him before the gates close. She hears his cough echo down a corridor like a dying bird. Then nothing. Interaction comes next. A room with one bulb swinging, one chair bolted to the floor. They want names, addresses, the network. Corrie stares at the swinging light until it blurs, until she sees Papa instead. His face when he said, God's people are always welcome. She says nothing. They beat her. Not with fists, with questions. Why hide Jews? Don't you love Holland? Aren't you loyal? She tastes iron, answers, I love God more. Solitary is worse. A cell the size of a coffin. No light, no sound but dripping. She marks days with pebbles, one for each sunrise she doesn't see, until they run out. Then she counts heartbeats. Papa dies on day 10. She learns it when they let her shower, 2 minutes under icy water, and a guard mutters, the old one's gone, heart gave out. No body, cremated. No funeral, just ash and regret. Corrie stands under the spray and screams. Not sound, because sound is dangerous, but inside, where only God can hear. Ravensbrück waits. The rail journey south is a blur of hunger. They herd them into cattle cars again, but this time the doors stay shut for hours. Someone's baby wails until it doesn't. When the doors finally screech open, snow is black with soot. Searchlights rake across rows of shaved heads. They shave theirs too, blades nicking scalp, blood mixing with ice. The barracks smell of wet straw and something worse. They issue uniforms, threadbare dresses, wooden shoes that split. Corrie ties rags round her feet, but they soak through in minutes. Roll call lasts 2 hours every morning. Stand still or die. Betsy whispers psalms into the frost. Corrie counts the women who don't stand again. Disease blooms, typhus, dysentery. Betsy coughs blood by April. Corrie steals bread crusts, like piano keys. Answers. Because the alternative is letting them win. Winter 1944 bites. Lice crawl in constellations across their skin. Betsy grows transparent, skin paper thin, lips blue. She sleeps propped against Corrie's knees. Corrie doesn't move for fear she'll break. Final night, December 12th. Betsy wakes gasping. Corrie presses her palm to the fevered cheek. Stay with me. Betsy smiles, actually smiles and whispers, I saw Jesus. He said the barracks were heaven disguised as hell. Use it all, Corrie. Every second, every scream. Then she's gone. No breath, no pulse, just stillness. Bloods come at dawn, drag the body away like garbage. Corrie follows the stretcher with her eyes until it vanishes behind the crematorium chimney. Black smoke coils upward. Betsy's last sermon. She wants to rage, wants to curse, but all that comes is a cracked whisper. If you take her, take me too. Silence. Then, nothing. Days bleed. Roll call. Work detail. Sorting uniforms stiff with frozen sweat. Typhus licks at her heels. She hallucinates Papa counting seconds on his pocket watch. 64, 65. Then a miracle no one explains. December 18th. An officer.
In the darkest plate on earth, a light refuses to be extinguished, and sometimes God's deliverance comes through paths we cannot see.
Rattlebones and frostbite. 40 women jammed into a truck that smells of diesel and despair. They travel 3 days with no food, no toilet, just buckets sloshing beneath benches. Betsy coughs blood into her sleeve. Corrie rips her own lining to make pads. Someone dies in the corner. They don't ask who. At Ravensbrück, the dogs are first. Great Danes straining leashes, teeth flashing white as frost. Then the guards, women in polished boots, eyes flat as coins. They shear hair. Corrie's falls in brown ropes to the mud. Tattoo numbers on arms. Corrie doesn't get hers. Paperwork's lost. They laugh. Clerical error. She doesn't know, yet, that it's mercy. Barracks are plank huts like coffins stood on end. Straw mattresses crawl with lice. The air tastes of rot and chlorine. Morning roll call. Stand in snow barefoot. Hours ticking by while they count and recount. A girl faints. They leave her until she wakes. Betsy weakens fast. Her lungs, always tender, surrender to the cold. She still quotes scripture, though quietly, because words cost breath. They smuggle a Bible, a thumb-sized New Testament Betsy sews into her corset hem. In the dark, they pass pages like contraband. John 3:16 to the Polish girl beside them. Romans 8 to the Hungarian who lost her son. Worship is kneeling in silence, mouths shaping psalms without sound. Corrie sees Betsy pray for the guards. Jesus, they're hungry too. She wants to slap her. Instead, she watches the guards cry at night, alone in their bunkers. Radios playing Brahms. February thaws into mud. Lice marches across skin like armies. Betsy develops pleurisy. They put her in the sick bay, a joke name for a hut where the dead are stacked like firewood. Corrie bribes a capo with bread. Let me in. She spends nights on the floorboards, counting Betsy's breaths. One night, Betsy whispers, Corrie, after the war, someone must teach them forgiveness. She smiles, then stops. Her chest stills. Corrie holds her until the guards drag her away. No ceremony, no grave, just gone. Corrie walks back through mud that sucks at her boots like mouths. Faith? What faith? She claws at the Bible, pages tearing. Where are you now? Alone now, she survives on memory. Papa's last words. There is no pit so deep. Betsy's laugh like church bells. She teaches, not aloud, but by living. Shares crusts, hides feverish girls under her coat. Recites Matthew 6. Do good to them that hate you. December 1944. A guard yanks her out at dawn. Rouse, you're free. She thinks it's a trick. They shove papers. Administrative error. Train ticket to Amsterdam. She boards, numb. Later she'll learn. Every woman over 35 was shot the week she left. God's paths, unseen. Home, Harlem, is rubble. The watch shop gutted. But the hidden room stands. Wallpaper torn, but intact.
Her life reminds us that faith is not believing in God will spare us from the fire. It's trusting Him in the flames. She saved approximately 800 Jewish lives during her life. She lost her father, her sister, her health.
And nearly her faith.
Yes.
From the ashes she rose stronger. She traveled the world speaking in broken German, Dutch, English, telling strangers that hatred is a heavier burden than forgiveness. She opened homes for the shell-shocked, held ex-prisoners and ex-guards at the same table, and every time someone asked how, she answered, "Not by my strength, by His." She died in 1983, at 91, mid-flight on a mission trip, mid-sentence. Her last words, scrawled on a napkin, "For I am convinced, neither death nor life." She never finished, but we know the rest. Tonight, let her whisper reach you, that in the fire, God doesn't always pull us out. Sometimes He walks in with us, and when He does, the smoke doesn't blind Him. It only shows where light is needed most. Good night, dear friends. Go quietly. Carry that flame.
Until we meet again, may you have courage in darkness. May you choose love over fear. And may you trust that God wastes nothing, not even our suffering. This is Rhythm and Revelation.